Hello everyone, today we're going to explain our presentation about Module 4 of Sociolinguistic. And this Module 4 is about language change, speech function, politeness, and cross-cultural understanding. And also we are from Sociolinguistic Class A.
Here are the group members.
Hello, my name is Dezsa, Fauzah, Maharanti, Suryana.
Hi, my name is Meilanita Setiawan.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
Hi, my name is Sastri Wahyuni.
Hi, I'm Yuli Sarita.
Hi, my name is Fathya Amalia.
The topic discussions for this presentation is going to be divided into 5, and the first section is about language change, which is going to be explained by me. The next one is variation and change, which is going to be explained by Sastri. And then the third one is change is spreading, which is going to be explained by Fathya. And then the fourth one is speech functions, which is going to be explained by Yuli and Dezsa. And then for the last one, about politeness and cross-cultural understanding, is going to be explained by me. And next up, we're going to start from language change, which is going to be presented on the next slide. Language change is a sociolinguistic phenomenon when speakers make advantage freely on how they want to speak between each other and the community. Knowing this, the language change happens when people use it freely. We try to make understanding with people based on how we would like to describe the words and our own independencies. Therefore, language, the tool of our communication, is called arbitrary. It means that language change is based on our random choices, which makes language somehow not bounded by rules or systems as we know it. These rules or systems that we call as grammars in language somehow is bended, so we tend to speak freely, and we just want to convey meanings based on our own preference, and we disobey the principles that we know about how we use this language. Therefore, the natural characteristics of language make it treated as an entity independent of its interlocutors. So we called it as an entity that is constantly changing over time and regionally in our community. Language change is a work of the speaker's innovation, spontaneous or adaptive. Yes, that is another thing to describe language change, which is a form of insight, a form of thought, a form of idea where we change, constantly changing the kinds of meanings that we want to say. The progressive growth of language change from innovation, including their usage on communities and beyond, will simultaneously result into linguistic change. So linguistic change is another term to call where language change forms strongly, and it formed more stronger in the community, and where it spread continuously into the communities and beyond. It is called linguistic change. Next up, we have Sastri to explain the variation and change.
In this slide, I'll be explaining about variation and change. When language changes occur, variations of them are formed. There are 3 major ways of change: over time, through physical space or regionally, and social variation related. Yang pertama ada over time. Maksudnya adalah bahasa berubah dari waktu ke waktu karena sifatnya yang dinamis dan mengalami perubahan seiring dengan manusia sebagai pengguna bahasa. Yang kedua ada through physical space or regionally. Bahasa berubah secara regional, maksudnya adalah perbedaan lokasi seseorang mempengaruhi terjadinya perubahan bahasa. Yang ketiga, atau yang terakhir, ada social variation related, yang mana perbedaan status sosial seseorang juga dapat mempengaruhi terjadinya perubahan bahasa. Sebagai contoh, orang-orang dengan status sosial yang lebih tinggi di masyarakat cenderung memperkenalkan perubahan ke dalam komunitas lain yang dianggap bergengsi atau memiliki status sosial yang tinggi. Perubahan bahasa ini dapat kita temukan pada bahasa sehari-hari atau bahasa yang sering kita gunakan, atau bisa juga disebut sebagai vernacular forms. Maka dari itu, bahasa vernakular cenderung mengalami perubahan dan menghasilkan variasi-variasi bahasa. Seperti contohnya pada kata yuk yang kemudian berubah menjadi kata kue. Tanpa disadari, kata kue ini menyebar dan meluas penggunaannya oleh orang-orang. Adanya perubahan atau variasi bahasa yang terjadi dikarenakan orang-orang cenderung memilih bahasa yang mereka sukai atau mereka inginkan ketika berkomunikasi dengan sesama. Therefore, we can conclude that after a variation is formed, the frequency of its use grows from how people begin to confirm its existence. Simultaneously, it spreads, evolves from group to group, and from time to time. Referring to the previous discussion, there are 3 kinds of language variations: vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Vocabulary is a change in language variation based on word meaning. Grammar is a change in language variation based on word structure, while pronunciation is a change in language variation based on word pronunciation.
In this slide, I'm going to explain about how do changes spread. There are 3 common ways in which language change is spread. These 3 ways are: the first is from group to group. The changes spread through community, and social factors are affect the rate of change spread, such as age, gender, status, and region. The second one is from style to style. The changes spread from one style to another, or it means from a formal speech to casual or informal speech. And the third is from word to word, or lexical diffusion. Lexical diffusion is the change of how a word is pronounced, and typically spread through different words one by one. And now I'm going to give some examples of the changes spread. The first is from group to group. When a child learning slang word at school and using it at home. And the second one is from style to style. Me talking with my lecturer with a formal language, while talking with my friends I'm using a casual or informal language. And the last one, from word to word. Americans said biscuits without U, while Indonesians said biscuit. They said biscuit with a different pronunciation.
In this slide, I will explain about speech function and their types. As you can see on the screen, speech function is the way how a speaker delivers his or her utterance to the hearer clearly. And according to Janet Holmes, in her book with title An Introduction to Sociolinguistics, she claims if there are 2 functions of speeches, as effective or social, and then reversal or information. And she claims if there are 6 types of speech acts, the first is expressive, directive, referential, metalinguistic, poetic, and emphatic. Here's the type of speech acts. The first is expressive. Expressive is the way how speaker expressing her feeling to the hearer. For an example, in this slide, there is a woman who claims if she is tired after cleaning. She said, "I'm exhausted," but as you can see, there's no one who care with her claims. And the second is directive. Directive is the way how a speaker deliver her utterance to the hearer to do something directly. In directive, there are 3 categories. The first is imperative, interrogative, and declarative. For interrogative and declarative, they are more polite than imperative. As you can see on the screen, for the example, there are 3 utterances from a mom who to tell her daughter to read text on monitor louder. For imperative, she said, read aloud. For interrogative, she said, could you read aloud? Could you read louder? And then for declarative, she said, I would like you to read aloud. And the third point is referential. Referential is the way how speaker deliver her idea to hearer that consists of information. So referential is give an information to the hearer. Text for the example is there is a doctor who telling her patient, she said you have to bed rest for a week. That means if the patient should have a rest, should take a rest for a while.
I will continue the topic of speech act. For the fourth one is metalinguistic. Fungsi metalinguistik digunakan untuk menjelaskan arti dari sebuah bahasa atau dari sebuah kata. Fungsi ini dimaksudkan untuk memastikan bahwa pendengar itu mengerti dan memahami maksud pembicaraan dari si pembicara. Contohnya, verb is a word that express an action. For example, fishing, drawing, jogging, etc. Di sini si pembicara itu menjelaskan maksud dari kata verb, yang artinya verb itu adalah sebuah kata untuk menunjukkan atau mendeskripsikan sebuah perilaku, sebuah pekerjaan seperti itu. Jadi si pendengar itu mereka paham kalau verb itu contohnya seperti apa dari penjelasan ini. Contoh lainnya itu seperti farmakognosi adalah ilmu yang mempelajari bagian-bagian tanaman yang dapat digunakan sebagai obat-obatan untuk berbagai macam penyakit. Farmakognosi di sini adalah sebuah term yang dipahami oleh orang-orang yang berkecimpung di dunia farmasis. Sementara untuk orang-orang awam, mereka belum tentu memahami maksud dari farmakognosi. Jadi di sini si pembicara menjelaskan arti kata dari farmakognosi itu apa, sehingga para pendengar itu bisa mengerti dan memahami maksud dari kata farmakognosi ini. Selanjutnya, the fifth one is poetic. Poetic utterance are utterances that consist and focuses on aesthetic features of the language. This function is often found in poem, motto, tongue twister, or advertisement. For advertisement, contohnya itu drink good coffee, get more energy. Good coffee and energy, it rhymes. The last syllables is rhyme, coffee and energy. So because it rhymes, it considered as an aesthetic features of language. Contoh lainnya itu seperti tongue twister. The cook took a good look at the cookery book. Kalimat ini kan rhyme satu sama lain, bunyinya itu sama satu sama lain. Jadi ini juga termasuk sebagai poetic function karena mereka rhyme satu sama lain. Contoh fungsi berikutnya yang keenam, the sixth one is pathetic. Pathetic utterances refers to social interaction of a language. It is known as a small talk, a seemingly meaningless utterances used between people to maintain a comfortable social relationship. For example, when you meet a long time friend, you will say, "Hi, long time no see. How have you been?" And they will say, "I'm fine, thank you. How about you?" This is a way to maintain a comfortable social relationship even though they haven't met for so long. So this is considered as pathetic function. That's all for speech function. Moving on to the next slide.
In this slide, I will explain about politeness. Politeness is a state in which we choose to keep our manner of speaking to others and to minimize threats of our image or self-esteem in certain social contexts. In politeness, there are two types, positive politeness and negative politeness. In positive politeness adalah sesuatu conversation yang digunakan untuk mengekspresikan ketertarikan kita kepada seseorang atau lawan bicara, yang biasanya ini berhubungan dengan suatu kelompok, seperti contohnya, tell me that you're okay. Di sini mengekspresikan bahwa dia bersikap sopan, namun tetap tidak canggung dengan kelompoknya. Lalu yang kedua adalah negative politeness. Negative politeness adalah sesuatu conversation yang digunakan kepada seseorang, namun bersifat independen dan bebas, yang dimana dia menghindari sebuah hal yang mungkin akan menjadi penghalang kepada dia. Biasanya negative politeness sedikit canggung untuk digunakan. Seperti contohnya, I'm sorry to bother you, can you open the door? I'm sorry to bother you di sini menyebutkan bahwa dia sedikit canggung, namun tetap bersifat sopan. In this slide, I will explain about CCU or cross-cultural understanding. CCU is a way to understand other cultures that we don't know and want to know about. On this cross-culture, of course, we have to instill a positive image to the people there so that they respect each other as well. Seperti yang kita ketahui, mengetahui budaya lain yang baru kita pelajari, tetap harus menjaga kesopanan kita terhadap budaya tersebut untuk menghormati satu sama lain. Yang mana di sini cara bicara kita kepada lingkungan tersebut juga menjadi nilai terhadap mereka, bagaimana menilai kita yang baru saja ingin mempelajari budaya tersebut. Maka cara bicara kita tetap harus menjaga kesopanan kepada lingkungan tersebut. That's all from us about language change and speech functions, politeness and CCU. We hope this presentation is understandable. Thank you.